Special disclaimer that I, Mystic, am an employee of Wizards of the Coast on the D&D team.
Last time on Utopia podcast, the party decided to help the local lumberjacks with their fear of a monster in the woods, only to find themselves face to face with two shape-shifting slads, and a fight ensues. Scylla joins the party after a bit of combat, and another slad joins the fight. Party successfully takes down all three slats, and it's right after combat that we find the party.
You're surrounded by dead slad. The lumberjacks slowly begin to walk back towards you, but you have a minute or so before they return. Godfrey, the potion lingers just a little bit longer before it will fade away. Is there anyone you would like to tune into specifically?
I don't think Godfrey will. The
Okay.
thought will cross his mind, but he thinks that is a gross invasion. And then he just pulls his sword laboriously out of the back of the slot and begins cleaning it.
What's everyone else doing?
I think as Ziva comes out of the rage, like the wild, still like flailing that's Godfrey's been pulling back to let Livy do his thing, kind of slows down, and then for a second just has this kind of like haunted look on her face before feeling like she has to like collect herself because, you know, the lumberjack gang is coming back and started this to prove something.
Scylla's gonna go closer to the one that she had thrown the vines on and sort of poke around and see if there's anything on it, near it, fell from it.
I gotta go get my claw.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. What does that fall under?
Intelligence.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. 14?
Okay. Is there something specific you're looking for?
I'm looking to see if there's anything weird about it or if these are just creatures of the woods that have come at us. Or if there's anything discernible that's like extra fucky.
Oh, these are absolutely not creatures of the woods. This is not something you've ever seen before. And you don't see anything on the ground other than like chunks of flesh and sinew that have been chopped off. You see the footprints of where it came from, like going further into the wood. But other than just the fact that this is a weird ass creature, there's nothing strange or like nothing dropped.
I think watching Scylla examine and search and think, Orgus is gonna look over these creatures and think about or look for signs as well to see if I might know or be able to tell where these actually do come from.
Yeah. Give me an Arcana or a History check.
Excellent. 17.
For which?
Arcana. They're the same for Morgus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What's up, Adam?
Sorry, you said for witch, and I was just like, why did she say Blair Witch? What's Blair Witching about this? What does that mean? Sorry.
Morgus puts away his camcorder.
Scylla drops the stick figure effigy she's making.
Oh no. Okay. So these creatures were created.
In a lab.
Sorry, I'm struggling with how it's like what to say. There's a lot happening in my brain right now.
All I need is a zip code, honestly.
12437. I don't know where that is in the country. I assume it's on the East Coast somewhere.
Sorry.
I think that's really all you can get, honestly.
Sure.
Like, they are organic life created from magic. And you feel a lot of just like chaotic, evil energy around them.
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
I'm sorry. I'm just reminding myself of bad jokes. I don't have to share. It's fine. I'll be fine.
Well, as long as Godfrey has the map, we should be fine. But do you think there are creatures Nick summoned?
I don't think so.
They kept on screaming about infecting and not being from here.
Yeah, did you check out this claw I got? Look, it's disgusting.
As you
Great
tip
claw.
it upside down, Ziba, a few like eggs that look like weird ass larva, round, see-through things come out of the end of it.
Livy steps on them.
Yeah, Scylla puts her boot down.
That potion I took allowed me to read minds, and these creatures seemed only hell-bent on apparently putting these larvae inside people to make them into slots. Or these creatures. He does not say slots. He does not know that is what they are. I apologize.
On hearing that Godfrey was able to read minds, Scylla immediately shoots him a look and goes, "You heard everyone?"
Just surface level. I tried not to go deep. I had no control over it. Little to no control over it.
That's so cool. What was I thinking?
It was a lot of screams layered on top of each other, followed by... And he kind of looks in this... Nothing.
I barely remember when I come out of it. You know, that's wild. I didn't know I was screaming most of the time. That's kind of funny.
Is it safe to come out? The men ask from a few feet away along the road.
Yep, you're fine. Come on.
A few of them come back. Only one or two. The rest have left completely. You are approached. Is this... That one wasn't here before. I point to the blue one that's like covered in vines. They were people.
They look like people to me. Kicks it.
But they... Could this be anyone? Could any person be one of these?
Scylla looks down at the larva they just crushed. I think safe to assume. Did you know any of these?
I hadn't seen Moose since I was a kid, but we grew up together here. He's from the gate.
I think something is going down at the gate.
It's a weird place.
How do you mean weird?
Well, it's just like there's no roads to go there. People don't really leave. Place that kind of sucks you in, you know?
I'm sorry, why is it called the gate if there's no roads to get there? A gate implies a road or a passage.
I don't know. It's an old name.
That's not ominous in any way whatsoever.
Would Livy know why it's called the gate?
Give me a history check.
Yeah. That's an 11.
No. I think what Livy knows about this place is that like really obscure random ass journals that you've read around Mysheria, and there might be some like assumptions made on Livy's half of being like, this is a gate to another plane, or this is a gate to get to Mysheria, or what have you. But there's no real understanding of the etymology of the name.
Yeah, Livy interests are very hyper focused.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, do you think it's okay to load today's work onto the cart and take it back with us, or should we go? Really could use the paycheck. We need the wood to rebuild the town.
I mean, they didn't seem interested in the woods, so I don't feel like that would be infected.
I just mean I don't want to stay here if there's risk of a fight.
Scylla puts her hand up and sort of gestures in the air, and I'll cast Divine Sense. Mm-hmm. Vibe check on the area.
I don't feel anything weird.
You should be fine if you want to take your work and get paid.
All right. You'll stick around, right? Just in
yeah,
case?
we can make a game out of it so you can load with the fastest.
Oh, you don't have to help. I mean,
oh, am I allowed?
Have you looked at yourself?
Is it because my uniform got messed up? It's just like you have to have shirts and shoes to like kind of place.
Well, you're kind of bleeding.
Because most of the shirt is there.
Let me patch you up really quick, Ziba. Then you could help.
All right.
I guess. I have to wear spare clothes everywhere now.
Nods back at his fellow workers, and they start loading up the wood that they had been chopping prior to the day onto the wagon. Y'all can gain the benefits of a short rest. Yeah.
I'm actually going to use my bard's thing for a short rest.
Song of rest.
I used a healer's kit on Ziba. Ziba, you heal for 11, I believe, before using hit dice.
I would like to use my arcane recovery in this short rest, if I may.
Yeah.
And Morgus will be using his little spell book, his orb, and it will kind of just gently glow that sort of sapphire blue from the gem that King gave me, and my level of spells I can recover increases by 1 because of that magic item. So I get all my spells back from the last combat.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. I get all my bard stuff, and everyone gets who was hurt 5 healing points.
Thank you.
Do y'all want to do anything else in this maybe hour and a half it takes for them to load the cart?
Livy's going to use music to jazz them up.
Yeah.
How long does the spell aid last?
Of
curiosity.
That's a good question. Ooh, 8 hours.
Okay.
Fuck.
So did they mostly just get like my shirt? Like we rocking a crop top moment now? Or like
I think it's more like, like Beauty and the Beast when Beast transforms into the man and he's got these claw slashes all over his shirt. I think that's more like that.
Always the most disappointing version, part of every version. The Beast is always better.
Fucking Tamlin. Anyway, if you know, you know. Yeah, anyone want to do anything other than help Zeba helping load the wood?
aggressively loading the wood.
Great.
We're playing to win.
All right. You all help load the wood. They carry the wagon, the two men holding the places that would attach to a horse or an ox, and carrying it back toward town. You get to town and the sun is hanging brightly in the sky. It's summer, so it stays light a little bit longer than normal, but it's been a full 8 hours of a day. Would y'all like to do anything before heading back to the Flying Woodpecker? These gentlemen, the gentleman who hired you does pay you the gold you were owed. How much gold, you say? Let me look.
What else are we doing in town?
I think it was like 150 or 250, maybe.
Pretty sure it was 200 gold. I think that's what I have in my notes.
I'm realizing that I haven't taken notes in season 2 at all. So
Let's take whatever money they gave us and gamble it all back to them.
A group of
250 gold sounds great.
Cool.
We all get 50.
Everybody gets 50 gold.
The Lying Woodpecker is once again bustling with dinner guests.
I don't know. I forgot what I was about to say. God damn it.
It's okay.
Did you find what you were looking for, Scylla? At the temple?
No, not exactly, but maybe it's a start. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But I'm sorry again that I wasn't there. I don't know if I apologized yet. I'm sorry that I wasn't there. Are you all okay?
Yeah, fine. I have to tell you something.
Oh.
I was talking to King Thedonus. And he told me a little bit about when people pray to gods and have sometimes the answer, but some specific gods have a magic setup that in case they're busy. And Mysheria obviously isn't around right now, which is why we need to get her. And hers, and she set up her little voice thing to say, follow your heart.
I don't. What are you talking about? I haven't got any voice now.
So, you know when you go to a statue and you close your eyes and you pray for Mysheria for guidance?
I mean, I don't know about the statue part, but yeah, I mean, I go off and I tune in, but I don't ever get any kind of a message. There's just nothing. There's your thoughts, there's what you put out there, and then there's the nothing. And that's it. I don't...
Oh,
And she cocks her head to the side and just looks genuinely confused at your suggestion.
At this info, Godfrey gets up from the table and just goes, I'm going to need a moment. And walks out of the bar.
Scylla follows with her eyes.
Morgus does too, and then kind of looks up at Scylla.
And Scylla looks to Morgus.
I apologize. I thought this information might help. I didn't mean to upset.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What you're saying doesn't. I mean, look. I know. I don't know how much you would know, but I know that the way it looks different. The way that but I don't. What you're saying doesn't make sense to me. I'm not.
Well,
I'm not upset.
Well,
I tried playing to Mysheria just to see what would happen, and I heard it. I don't know why you aren't. Can we above the table? I don't know if you don't remember this, but like on our very first episode, didn't you?
Godfrey got
prayed
it,
to
not
Mysheria
Scylla.
and you heard it.
No, she
Scylla
heard
did.
nothing.
That was Godfrey.
Oh, that was Godfrey. Sorry. I am misremembering.
Scylla doesn't hear anything.
At Livy's revelations, I was just gonna be like, cool, one more person who doesn't have time for me, and just kind of get up and go to bed.
I think there's this little from Marcus, and then he's gonna. I think I might go check on Godfrey briefly.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. I'll be back in a minute. I'll get up and go in that direction. We'll see if I find Godfrey or not. But
How far have you gone, Godfrey?
Is there a spring or body of water or a creek?
There's the bath.
There's
Something
the bath
that's large
and
enough for him to skip stones on.
Yeah, there's a creek, and there's the bath, but the creek kind of feeds the bath, and it's sort of right behind the inn. There's a little hill down to the creek. It's about 7 foot across, maybe, but pretty shallow. And then across that is the top of the hill with the fence and the pastures of the horses. You see Kevin out there playing with the horses as the sun is setting in this beautiful, purple, orange, pink, vibrant sky.
Godfrey goes down to the creek and he tries to find a handful of skippable stones.
Mm-hmm. You can see the hats, the suit jacket, and the long white ponytail Morgus from the back of the inn as you spot Godfrey down at the creek.
I think I'll sort of stand there for a minute and just kind of watching for about 10 seconds or so, and then a little sort of just wave of the hand. There's that blur, and Bitsy sort of shows up, and I just kind of, as she's sitting in my hand, I'll just sort of lift her into the air, and she'll just quietly glide down to where Godfrey's at.
I think as Bitsy gets close, Garakias jumps up out of the grass and kind of towards her, saying back off.
Yeah. She just kind of rises up on an updraft,
Mm-hmm.
Comes back. I think
Above
Morgus
table,
will,
I'm not trying to turn you from going, but Garakias is
No.
protective of Godfrey.
I absolutely knew what was going on. Bitsy is sending Garakias a message of, yeah, I can't be bothered.
Hell yeah, good city. Hell yeah.
She's Faye. She can't be bothered with this little crow. Margus sort of waits another minute or two and then goes down. Would you like be alone now, or do you need to talk about something?
Need is a strong word. Godfrey just keeps skipping stones.
You have a preference?
I just always thought those words meant something. Every time I heard them, I heeded them, kept it close to me. It was the thing that was guiding me through every situation. Everything that's happened since I was bit. Listening to a voicemail. Nothing. Gods are real, but ironically the one that I was believing in isn't. Where's one supposed to go from that?
That is one way you can look at the situation, Godfrey. Even if it's the same message, left over and over, it seems to me that Mysheria left something. Meant a great deal to her, for those who would seek her out. Follow your heart. Words mean something. Perhaps to Mysheria, which is why she left them as a gift for you. So, each of those times that you heard it and hated it, it meant something to you. Maybe that's what's important.
Or it was just a catch-all that could be applied to any situation. I just need to process it for a while.
I understand. I'm going to go and get some rest, but if you need to process, if you need an ear, I've got two. My right one's a little better than the left one, but yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'll throw a little crumb or two to Karakias as I leave.
Zibbo has gone to bed, but Livy and Scylla, you watch Morgus walk away from you both. Would you like to do anything in that time?
Livy slams his forehead against the table.
As that happens, Scylla sort of withdraws in on herself, and in this very, like a scolded child almost, kind of withdraws in, and if what they're sitting on is kind of one of those like long, like pub table benches, puts both hands down on the side and focuses in and really tries to channel and tune in and pray and tries to see if she can hear what everybody's been talking about and focuses in on everything she knows and grew up on and listens.
Yeah. Can you describe a little more for me? Like, are there intentional words said? Is there more just a feeling, a nostalgia or something that Scylla knows from her past that she is doing as a part of this tapping in?
I think, and this is maybe where it gets hard for her at this point because she's using methods that she reached out with that she knows growing up. Mm-hmm. And she's reaching out in a way that she's used to, but with new experiences and new understandings. So, and interpret this however you want, she's reaching out in a familiar way, but to what she's not necessarily entirely sure at this point. She's open in a way that maybe she hadn't previously been when she would reach out as a child.
Yeah. Livy, I think you see this. Scylla, you don't experience any physical sensation. But Livy, you watch as Scylla's already milky pale skin turns sickly white. And this black, almost shroud falls around Scylla's head. And Scylla, as you've closed your eyes and tapped in, feel this warmth, this crackle of neurons firing, this feeling of grass growing, the decaying of creatures, the mushrooms attached. The cycle of life, but more specifically, the death aspect, the release, letting go. It feels familiar and right, and what Scylla remembers to be Mysheria.
I think Livy sees, with Scylla's eyes still closed, that tense grip that she had on either side of the bench lets go, and whatever visuals are happening around her, her face is calm, and you see everything ease up.
Daniel.
Cute. And she eases up, and this calmness comes over her face, and almost, as much as you've seen pleasure and joy come over Scylla, you see a calmness sort of radiate. And she opens her eyes again.
Soon as the eyes open, the color comes back to her cheeks with even more vigor than before, and the shroud dissipates.
And she raises her shoulders, and she sort of, you hear a crack in her back, and she releases again and looks at Livy. I'm sorry, I didn't get anything.
Scylla, I think that I saw something while you were praying that is not normal. There was a literal magical shroud around you, and your skin went deathly pale.
Scylla's face immediately contorts, and you see her tense up again.
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing.
She starts getting away from the table.
I think, Scylla, this is 100% not the first time that you've heard this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what yes, we're on the same page. Yes.
we are entire. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Scylla starts to get up, and like anything that was maybe in front of her, anything that any cup or any like things that she had out on the table. And Livy, you see her shut down and close off from you.
It's all Scylla.
I can only do what I can do.
It's okay.
I didn't know. I mean, I didn't expect from you to. I need to go to bed. I'm sorry. And she walks off. to wherever she had decided to sleep that night.
Yeah, you have a room with Morgus. Are you going to that room?
Above table, real quick, Ed, we are so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Just real quick, above table, like we are you
100%.
good? Are you
Oh, I'm good.
cool? Okay. Okay.
Livy is scared, but I'm fine.
No, okay, cool.
I am hurt and offended. I'm just kidding. See,
I didn't ask you.
God damn it. Fucking hell.
Scylla, are you going to the room you share with Morgus, or are you going somewhere else?
I'm gonna go to the room I share with Morgus.
Okay. As you head up the stairs, just as you disappear, Livy Morgus walks in from outside.
I need to... 1 second. Livy's gonna follow Scylla.
Okay.
What's Ziba doing? Did she go straight to bed?
I actually think that Ziba would try to have a conversation with her ancestors. She knows they're around. She's seen them a few times, even without battle. They come and do weird stuff to her sword. But I think now she just assumes they're there all the time.
Mm-hmm. What does this look like? What do you do?
Like a crazy person talking to themselves on their bed and trying not to cry. You know, like those conversations where you just have to vocalize it to not fully cry. And she's probably just almost like staring off into the distance and being like, I don't even know if you're listening. I don't know if anyone listens anymore. And I know at this point I should be surprised, right? Like, she's alive, she's not alive, she's real, she's not real, and those all hurt. I need to question something that, you know, I've been told my whole life, but to know that it was someone else who just couldn't make the time, even in all those moments where I really hoped that there at least was that one person that would. You think you'd be let down enough times to it wouldn't hardly sting anymore, and I'm starting to think the only people who really always made the time were the ones I couldn't even see. And I look at this sword and I think, you gave me this responsibility, or I took this responsibility, and maybe that's why you guys bother to hang around a lot, or have you been there the whole time? But you didn't even leave me a voicemail, and so that kind of makes it a little hard to know if you were there the whole time at all. I'm overreacting. I shouldn't be this upset about this. I don't know, could you just give me a sign that you're there, that someone's there for me right now? Because I'm really far away from home, and it seems like I just getting more signs. I'm not really sure who I can trust to be there for me anymore.
The sword vibrates itself and glows a bright yellow and clatters to the floor. And it spins around sharply, abruptly, pointing the point out a window toward Godfrey's figure out by the creek.
I think Sybil will kind of give this, like, shaky laugh, because this is kind of insane. This whole thing's kind of insane. Speaking to a ghost that you feel like is attached to a sword you stole. But she got an answer, and that seems more direct than any voicemail, so I think she's just gonna climb out the window.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Oh no!
Are you taking your sword with you? Are you taking your sword with you? Or are you just going? Yeah. Okay.
Don't land on this time. I never learn.
What are the terms of this guardianship again? Do I need to get the lawyer involved and find out?
That's a 13. Do I land on it this time, or do I at least make it a little more graceful?
No, I think you, like, at one point, one of the bricks, like, the wood panel, like, slips a little bit. Your boot slips, and you kind of have to, like, catch yourself, but you make it down okay.
You know, next time they should have pointed at the door. I'm just... window. We're climbing out the window.
Yeah.
And if we make it down in one piece, kind of look back up the window and go.
You see Morgus walking back towards the lying woodpecker as you hit boots to grass at the bottom.
Cool. Now that we've successfully snuck out, we'll keep walking towards Godfrey, because that seems what the sword wants to do.
Great. Livy, you follow Scylla. Are you trying to be sneaky?
No. He's just trying to catch up to her.
Morgus, Livy leaves you rather abruptly and heads up the stairs. Do you follow him?
I gotta go to fucking bed. This is getting a little bit.
So you do.
Tonight.
You do
Yes.
follow him. Okay.
Yes, I go to my bedroom. Essentially,
I love this so much. The chaos is fantastic. Great. So Livy, you're walking after Scylla. Do you say anything as you follow?
I'm sorry. I know you said I don't think I can leave you alone.
Please don't. And without turning, she puts her hand up, and you see her shiny new gauntlets, just the back of it. Before you say anything else, before I say anything else, I can only expect you to know what I tell you. And I don't tell you much, but of anyone in this group, I would expect you not to say what looks right or doesn't. And I don't want to say anything that I regret. But you don't know. And she walks off and into the room.
Morgus, you're close enough to hear that as you stand behind or beside Livy, watching Scylla walk towards your shared room.
I'm sorry. I don't know. And you don't have to tell me. There is nothing wrong with you.
I think you say this, Livy, as Scylla is walking away. It sounds, based on the tone that you just used, you almost quietly say it to yourself, because there's no way that Scylla would have heard that, having taken the action to move away from the situation.
Yeah.
Do you close the door behind you, Scylla?
Has Morgus come in yet?
I'm kind of behind Livy, as I was following.
She goes through, she closes it about as much to indicate do not follow me, but not to shut Morgus out, to still invite this is still your space, and leaves it open enough for you to see that.
Okay. I think Morgus will sort of walk around to Livy's side and just kind of put a hand on Livy's left side, like that, like right above the elbow, that like upper arm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of look up at you, and I think we've come across a rather sensitive subject for the other members of our little band, Livy. They might just need to process this on their own. Are you all right?
Yeah. And Livy just walks down the stairs and walks out the door.
Goodness fucking gracious. Morgus will sort of walk up and just like gently knock on what I imagine like is like a door open like an inch and a half still. And sort of like focusing his voice into that little gap. Scylla, can I get you anything?
You hear the faintest, just one. No, no, thank you, Morgus. But if you need to get in here, I'm just gonna turn in.
All right. I might go get some tea before I retire. Might be 5 or 10 before I get back.
Yeah.
So.
I'll probably turn out the candle.
Sure.
But yeah, just take your time.
All right. And I'll just sort of gently close it and go get my tea to give Scylla a little bit of time alone.
Yeah.
Before I will eventually I'll drink my tea and then I think while I'm down there I'm going to ask if excuse me, is there have you any sort of dried herbs at all? Any combination of dried herbs that are fragrant that I might procure from you?
Zara's like polishing a glass. She looks at you. Only herbs we keep are the herbs we use for cooking or for tea.
Perhaps something for tea. Maybe something a little floral if you have it.
Chamomile?
That would be lovely, thank you. Just the dry herbs.
Okay.
You don't mind.
Great. She brings you a small satchel. Just a copper's fine.
Here you go. Thank you very much. And then Morgus is going to kind of at the bar while he's drinking his tea, he's going to out of that little out of his pack of like the wire, the little toolkit he has for his orb. He's going to fashion like a little metal plate / cage, right? Almost like a little tiny colander that you can like put on top of something and latch, and he'll put the herbs in it. And then he'll go back up, go into the room very quietly, and unlike the table where the candle is, he'll just blow on it very, very gently. And that little tiniest little white gold glow of his fire will just sort of come and go. And this is going to be a makeshift incense burner. So that sort of floral chamomile will just gently fill the room as Scylla sleeps, and he'll just prestidigitate it toward her a little bit as she's falling asleep, and then he'll go to bed.
That's it. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 12. Really appreciate it. Lots of cool things coming up. We have But Then What? Our first stream's coming up very, very soon. AKA tomorrow. Tune in for that over on Twitch and YouTube, and the audio version will come out later, probably a week or so later after the stream airs. We also have our Everyone is Drawn stream coming up next week, next Tuesday. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun too. It's Ed's premiere GMing, holding space as a game lead for us, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. If you want to support us, invest in us through Ko-Fi. We'd really, really appreciate it. Intro and outro by Nolan Clock. Everything else by myself and this amazing cast. I hope you have a really great day.